right, this is lesson 6.9, which is the last lesson in the unit, which has to do with multiplying binomials to produce trinomials using FOIL or the box method. I'm going to review FOIL during this lesson. So FOIL is an acronym for keeping track of what's called double distribution across two binomials. So in other words, a binomial times a binomial, and like how to make sure you multiply all of them. So what it stands for is F stands for first, O stands for outer, I stands for inner, L stands for last. And so what this means is when it refers to first, what it's saying is the first term times the first term. So the first term in the binomial times the first term in the other binomial. So in this case, it will be M times P. Then O refers to outer terms. Okay, so the outer terms, the M and the Q are the outermost terms. So it's going to be M times Q. This is going to be a positive M times a positive Q. Inner refers to the inside. So if these are the outer terms, then these must be the inside terms. So N times P. That's a positive N times a positive P. Then last stands for the last term of the first binomial times the last term of the second binomial. N times Q. Positive N times positive Q. And so to do some examples using FOIL, first, outer, inner, last, I'm going to do it in two chunks. First, I'm going to take care of first and outer. Then after I do that, then I'll look to inner and last. Okay. So here we go. First times first, then outer terms. First term times first term, negative 8k times 6k. Then outer terms, negative 8 times 8, negative 8k times 8. Then move to the inner last. Inner terms, last terms. Inner terms are positive 4 times positive 6k. Last term, positive 4 times positive 8. Now I will simply simplify. Negative 8 times 6 is a negative 48. K times k is k squared. Negative 8 times positive 8 is a negative 64. K. 4 times 6 is a positive 24. K. 4 times 8 is a positive 32. Now I need to combine like terms. These both have a k, so I'm going to combine them. So it'll be negative 48k squared, negative 64 plus 24. Remember, when the signs are different, you're going to subtract the two numbers and keep the sign with the larger number. They both have a k, plus 32. Let's go ahead and do one more example. Again, I will break it down into first, outer, then I'll do inner, last. First times first, and then the outer terms. So first is negative 3x times negative 3x. Outer terms would be negative 3x times positive 3. Inner and last. Inner, last. Inner terms are negative 8 times negative 3x. And then last terms, negative 8 times 3. Now I'll simplify. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. X times x is x squared. Negative 3 times a positive 3 is a negative 9, then an x. Negative 8 times a negative 3 is a positive 24, then an x. Negative 8 times a positive 3 is a negative 24. Combine like terms. Left with 9x squared, Negative 9 plus 24 is a positive. 24 minus 9 is 15. Minus 24. Okay, you can do the next two and then check your answers. Going down to triple distribution. The key for triple distribution is the fact that FOIL, it only makes sense for binomial times a binomial. But you can use the same process as up there. So what the process is doing, first outer, is meaning take this first term and multiply it times each term in the trinomial. So a times 6a squared, a times negative 6a, a times a negative 7. Let me write that down first. A times negative 6a plus a times negative 6a plus a times negative 7. Then you take the second term in the binomial and multiply it times each term in the trinomial. Negative 3 times 6a squared, negative 3 times negative 6a, negative 3 times a negative 7. Write this down. Be negative 3 times negative 6a, negative 3 times negative 6a, negative 3 times negative 7. Now simplify. 6a to the third, negative 6a squared, negative 7a. This is a positive 18a. Oh, that should be a squared. Positive 18a squared, positive 18a, negative 21. No, positive 21. Combine like terms. 6a to the third. Signs are different, so subtract the numbers. Keep the sign with the larger number. Subtract the numbers. Keep the sign with the larger number. And there's your answer. So if you'd like to watch a video about a binomial square and the difference of squares, you can watch the next video.